Alright, let's talk. You see headlines, right? US companies packing their bags. It sounds dramatic. But what's really going on? Well, a big part of this story involves something called tariffs. Stick with me because these tariffs, they're shaking things up. So what even is a tariff? Think of it like an entrance fee for foreign goods. A country, let's say the US, slaps a tax on stuff coming in from other places. The idea is to make imported goods more expensive. This makes locally made stuff look cheaper. The goal? Protect American industries, boost American jobs. But here's the kicker. The real world, it's messy. Tariffs don't just affect foreign companies, they hit American businesses too, especially those that rely on imported parts, or those that sell a lot of their stuff overseas. It's a chain reaction, a domino effect of economic ouch. We're gonna look at 5 US companies, fictional names sure, but their struggles, they're very real. First up, let's talk about stalwart manufacturing. Picture this, a classic American factory, making heavy-duty machinery parts. The kind of place that's the backbone of a small town. For years, Stalwart was, well, stalwart. They bought American steel and aluminum when they could, but sometimes they had to import. Then, boom, new tariffs on imported steel and aluminum. Suddenly, Stalwart's raw material costs went through the roof. This wasn't some fancy tech company, this was old-school manufacturing. They had no choice but to raise their prices. Stalwart's sales started to dip. The factory saw slowdowns. To stay competitive, they needed to cut costs drastically. The town that depended on Stalwart, it took a massive hit. Next, let's zoom into the shiny world of tech. Meet TechSpark Innovations. They design cutting-edge consumer electronics. Think smart home devices, cool wearables, the next big thing you didn't know you needed. TechSpark did its design and R&D right here in California. But like almost every electronics company on the planet, they relied on components from Asia, specifically China. Then came the tariffs on Chinese electronics and components. Suddenly, the guts of TechSpark's products got way more expensive. Their bill of materials, that's the shopping list for making a product, it exploded. TechSpark was caught. Do they eat the cost and watch their profits vanish, or do they pass it on to consumers and risk pricing themselves out of the market? This wasn't just about profit margins, it was about innovation. With profits squeezed by tariffs, the R&D budget was one of the first things on the chopping block. Less money for innovation means fewer new products. The US risks losing its tech edge. That's not smart. Harvest gold farms, soybeans, sadness, and stupid tariffs. Alright, let's leave the city and head to the heartland, to Harvest Gold Farms. Imagine rolling fields of soybeans, generations of families working the land. These farmers weren't just feeding America, they were feeding the world. China in particular was a massive customer for American soybeans, billions of dollars worth every year. It was a good business. Predictable, until it wasn't. Because when the US put tariffs on Chinese goods, China did what any country does in a trade war. They retaliated. And guess what was high on their retaliation list? American agricultural products, especially soybeans. Suddenly Chinese buyers faced huge new tariffs on US soybeans. So what did they do? They bought their soybeans from Brazil. For American soybean farmers, it was like a tap turning off. Overnight, their biggest market vanished. Prices for US soybeans plummeted. Farmers were left with silos full of beans they couldn't sell at a profit. It was devastating. Harvest Gold Farms and thousands like them were in crisis. Many had taken out loans based on expected sales to China. Now they couldn't make their payments. Bankruptcies started to climb. These weren't faceless corporations. These were families, communities built around agriculture. Comfort home goods that made in China pillow? It's complicated. Let's talk about the stuff in your house, your sofa, your bed sheets, your quirky llama-shaped lamp. Chances are a lot of it came from Comfort Home Goods, or well, companies like Comfort Home Goods. They design and sell affordable furniture and home accessories. And for decades, a huge chunk of that stuff was manufactured in China. Why? Lower labor costs, massive factory infrastructure. It allowed them to offer good products at prices most Americans could afford. It was a globalized system that, for a while, worked. Then tariffs. Specifically tariffs on a wide range of Chinese imports, including furniture, textiles, and home decor. Suddenly, the cost of that comfy armchair or those stylish curtains jumped. Not by a little, by a lot. Comfort Home Goods faced a dilemma. They could absorb the tariff costs, which would crush their profits, or they could pass them on to consumers, meaning your new throw pillows now cost 25% more. Guess what happens when prices go up? People buy less, especially for non-essential items. The company tried to find alternatives. Could they move manufacturing to another country? Maybe Vietnam or India? Some did. But shifting entire supply chains is incredibly complex. It takes time. Automotion USA, your car's price tag? Blame the trade war. Last stop, the auto industry. Meet Automotion USA, a big American car company, or maybe a major parts supplier. These guys build the cars we drive, or the essential bits that go into them. The auto industry has one of the most complex supply chains in the world. A single car can have tens of thousands of parts, sourced from dozens of countries. It's a global ballet of just-in-time delivery, and it's incredibly sensitive to disruption, like say from a bunch of new tariffs. When tariffs hit imported auto parts, steel, aluminum, electronics, and specific components from countries like China or even Europe, Automotion USA felt the pain. The cost of building a car in America went up, significantly. We're talking potentially thousands of dollars per vehicle. Now, car companies don't just eat those costs, they pass them on to you, the car buyer, so that new SUV or pickup truck. Suddenly it's more expensive, and when prices go up, sales tend to go down. Basic economics. The tariff tsunami, who really pays? So, there you have it. Stalwart Manufacturing, TechSpark, Harvest Gold, Comfort Home Goods, Automotion USA, 5 stories, 5 industries, one common thread: tariffs. And the picture isn't pretty, is it? The intention behind tariffs, protecting American jobs, boosting American industry, it sounds good, it's a great soundbite. But the reality, as we've seen, is a lot more complicated. It's like trying to fix a leaky faucet with a sledgehammer. You might stop the leak, but you'll probably destroy the whole bathroom in the process. These tariffs, they set off a chain reaction. Higher costs for businesses, higher prices for you and me, lost sales, lost jobs, not overseas but right here, in our towns, our communities, farmers watching their livelihoods dry up, factory workers getting pink slips, tech innovators struggling to innovate. It's a high price to pay. And the question we gotta ask is, who really benefits? Is this making America stronger, or is it just making things harder for American businesses and workers? The evidence seems to point to the latter. It's easy to talk tough on trade. It's easy to say America first.